How you doing? Today I decided to make a video to pay homage to Eddie Van Halen's Cathedral, because besides Eruption, I think it's his coolest piece of solo music. Not necessarily the most technical. Spanish Fly is definitely more technical, but his coolest sounding and one of his most epic things besides Eruption, obviously. Now, as a lot of you probably already know, the most critical aspect of Cathedral is the delay. That's the delay I have set. It's 375 milliseconds. I don't know how specific you can set your delays, but it's a little slower than 3 a second, I would say. So try and dial it in somewhere here. And then once you're there, the second step is getting the hitting of the notes correct, so you achieve the doubling of the delay. If you go too slow, it sounds like this. If you go too fast, it's like this. So you gotta just kind of play with it and get it to where you're comfortable with this rhythm. And then once you're there, you can start thinking about the notes. Now, the other important thing besides the delay is volume swells. Now, in order to do this good, you got to have a very clean pot. I just threw some Radio Shack tuner control spray on mine. It's pretty clean. I don't have any static. If you have a staticky pot, it's always going to come out sounding pretty bad. So you want to make sure you have a nice clean pot that's easy to maneuver. With a nice big volume knob like this, you don't want one of those little metal ones. They're a little bit tough to maneuver correctly. So with that said, let me play you the first couple bars here of the delay part, not necessarily the opening chords. The opening chords are just, you know, C, F, B, you know. You know, not really a critical or technical aspect of the song. So let's get started here. Made a couple note mistakes in there, but you get the idea. You know, you're taking the delay effect and you're arpeggiating it, and it creates that really cool kind of epic sound that Eddie figured out. And I think it's one of the biggest things he actually figured out. I mean, he was such an innovative guy, and he figured out so many cool things, and this is one of the things he came up with, and that's why they put it on the record. So let me play the pretty much most of the passages. I remember it. It's maybe a couple parts are a little improvised, but a lot of times in solo he plays it like this. So there you have it. You're going to want to have a sound. The sound is actually, it's got a very heavy modulated sound, either a little bit of a flange or a lot of chorus on it. And you're going to want a fair amount of gain, because when you just start, you know, nailing the volume knob very low, it's usually very, you know, very low volume, and you can't hear it too well. I mean, if I was to just, you know, it's loud and obnoxious, but so when you're doing the you know, the volume swells, it's important to have a sound that's loud enough as soon as you turn the pot a little bit. So just to go over a couple of the most important aspects, just remember the delay. And he might have his a little bit faster, but that's how I have mine set at. Like I said, 375 milliseconds. I have a Boss GTA here, so I can dial in, you know, pretty specific stuff here. And then you got to get that the picking or hitting the notes in sync with the delay correct. So you're getting an even series of notes. And you can go anywhere on the internet, just look up Cathedral, you can actually find the actual fingerings. I mean, that's not hard to find. But, you know, practice the volume swells as well. That's a little bit hard to nail. A lot of guys are like, they hit the note too early or too late. You got it. And, go from there. I mean, I love this piece, that's why I did a video on it. So I hope you got something out of it, and rock on. Peace.